Reebok thought they had their Jordan moment. Instead, they delivered the world's most expensive clearance item, starring Angel Reese. The Bayou Barbie was supposed to resurrect a legendary brand with the Shacknosis relaunch, only for the hype to nosedive into meme territory faster than you can say, Titanic sneaker drop. This wasn't a slam dunk. This was a full-on belly flop, the kind you feel in your spine when you hit the pool wrong. And here's the brutal truth. Angel Reese is a star, but even stars can't save a sneaker that feels like a participation trophy. Stick around, because the deeper we peel this back,
Nike's signature logo has been released along with a video unveiling said logo. At first, I gotta tell you, I was like, I don't know about that.
the funnier and sadder this corporate miscalculation gets. For Reebok, this was supposed to be the second coming. After decades in Nike and Adidas' shadow, they bet the house on Angel Reese. Commercials, 2K covers, glossy campaigns. They threw everything at it. The vibe wasn't, we're launching a shoe. The vibe was, we're launching the cure for global inflation. They made it feel like the sneaker apocalypse was here. Instagram posts screamed revolution.
What happened to Miss Angel Reese? She's all in Indiana during All-Star, and her Reebok campaign come to your trap.
We have commentators laughing at this.
Washington has done that incredibly well so far. Reese missed the first one, still with it locked.
They realized that they were laughing and then quickly stopped themselves like, oh, I can't laugh. I'm live right now. I can't laugh. I'm live right now. Let me,
Billboard said culture reset. Sneakerheads braced for history. But when the dust settled, the only reset was to Reebok's already weak reputation. And let's be real, sneaker culture is ruthless. You can't fake authenticity. Nike's Jordans didn't become a global empire overnight. Jordan built the mythology by dominating the court and letting the sneakers become extensions of his legend. Reebok thought they could shortcut that with Angel Reese.
All of the players wore these shirts with Candace Parker's number on it, as you can see right here. The 3 on the coach. All of the players wore it, except one, Angel Reese. Candace Parker's a freaking living legend.
She's charismatic, sure. She's box office on the court, no question. But she's still writing her legacy. She isn't LeBron, she isn't Kobe, she isn't Curry. She hasn't hit the stage where kids are copying her moves on playgrounds or where sneakerheads feel like lacing up her kicks is lacing into history. The product didn't help either. Reviews came in hotter than a summer blacktop.
She literally said that Angel Reese has the potential to be an MVP. Literally, and apparently, all the shade started from her saying,
But not in a good way. Complaints about comfort, style, and price spread like wildfire. Memes compared them to orthopedic sneakers your grandma might wear to bingo night. Some people joked they weren't for basketball, they were for punishment drills. That's not a culture reset. That's humiliation. And once the internet smells blood, it's over. Memes roll downhill faster than sales numbers, and by the time shelves were lined with unsold pairs, the jokes had already written themselves, and oh, the price. This was Reebok's finishing move on themselves. Angel Reese supposedly wanted her signature shoe to be priced at $1,000. $1,000.
For Reeboks.
Let that sink in. Not LeBron. Not Jordan. Reebok. The brand whose last cultural win was Allen Iverson 2 decades ago. The audacity of trying to price nostalgia and inexperience at luxury levels was insane. Eventually, they dropped it closer to $150, but the damage was done. Once the market thinks you've overvalued yourself, you look desperate. You look like you don't know your lane. The rollout itself was chaos wrapped in neon tape. Flashy influencers who couldn't tell a free throw from a layup. Instagram campaigns so artificial you could practically hear the boardroom rehearsals, and marketing slogans that screamed corporate PowerPoint louder than street cred. Sneaker culture thrives on history and scarcity, not hashtags and hype. People can tell when the story is real. Reebok's story was as forced as a student winging a presentation after skipping every class. Meanwhile, Angel Reese herself kept grinding. She was stacking double-doubles, putting in the work, and living up to her nickname on the court. None of this flop is a knock on her as a player. She's still in her bag, still building a career, still destined for bigger moments. But for Reebok, this was catastrophic. They thought they were hitching themselves to a rising comet. Instead, they strapped themselves to a social media bonfire. Here's where it gets tragicomic. Reebok wanted to write a comeback story. Instead, they wrote a business school case study titled How Not to Relaunch a Brand. Every element, the marketing, the pricing, the timing, screamed desperation. They didn't read the room. They didn't respect the culture. They thought personality could replace legacy, and sneakerheads reminded them of the first rule: authenticity or bust. And the bust was brutal. Shelves full. Online stock stagnant. Retailers already refusing to reorder. Executives who thought they'd be popping champagne were instead sweating through polos and chugging Pepto-Bismol. Boardrooms turned into panic rooms. Someone probably pitched, "What if we discount it to $99? Only to realize discounting that fast would make it even more humiliating. Angel Reese will bounce back. She's too big a star not to. But Reebok? They just reminded the world why they've been irrelevant for so long. They wanted the Jordan moment. Instead, they got roasted harder than a Thanksgiving turkey, and that's the punchline. Reebok didn't just launch a sneaker. They launched a comedy special disguised as footwear. Angel Reese may dominate on the court, but off the court, her signature deal is stuck in JV. Unless Reebok figures out how to stop tripping over its own laces, this flop won't just be forgotten. It'll be remembered as the day Reebok tried to come back and fell flat on its face.